Here is how edamame, edamame will make you fat. And of course, that's a catchy hook, but edamame will not make you fat. Pork chops will not make you fat. Even donuts will not make you fat. The only thing that will make you fat is if you eat too many calories. And that's why a lot of people say eat protein because it's very hard to eat too much protein. It's very hard to eat a whole pounds and pounds of chicken breasts. It's very hard to eat a whole bunch of steak and get fat on that. Um, Whereas if you have, let's say, cake, McDonald's, chubby food, that's very easy to eat, and that's why it's easier to get fat. It's all about satiety and how full something makes you. Now, why am I saying that edamame makes you fat? It's because it's not about the edamame. It's about the fact that this is a snack and this is sold as a snack. And it got me at Sprouts. I was walking through Sprouts. I never buy those promotional things that they have on the corners that they hand out samples for. But this one was edamame and it said high protein super snack. And I already knew about edamame that it's a soy protein, obviously. And recent studies have shown that soy, the isoflavones, actually do not lower testosterone. They do not raise estrogen. It's actually a good protein. And then they had a little sample, so I tried it. It was really good. And then I looked at the macros, and the macros are 130 calories for 1 ounce for 13 grams of protein. Now, that's basically what that means is that that's a one-on-one ratio, kind of, sort of, right? So for every 100 calories that you get in of a food, if you can get 10 grams of protein, then, technically it's a 10%, but we just like to call it a one-on-one ratio. Some foods have a zero point 0.5 or like a 1 to 2 ratio, like Greek yogurt. Some Greek yogurt, you can get 100 calories. You can get like almost 18, 19, 20 grams of protein. Um, Chicken breast is another one of those. Like even some steaks, protein powder is often like that. 120 calories, you get like, 25 grams of protein, right? So this edamame is one-on-one. It's 130 calories for 13 grams of protein. And so that's always the way I look at foods. If I see a new food that's packaged, because real food is always the answer, but if you see a new food that's packaged, first I always look at the nutrition facts. Okay, how many calories and how much protein? Then I look at how much fiber you get. Okay, well, this is 130 calories, 13 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. Now, then you also want to look at the serving size. And the serving size often is very deceptive, because a lot of times they'll put, oh, this is only 150 calories, but it's a serving size of a tablespoon or something like that, So this right here is 1 ounce, which is very small, 130 calories, 13 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber. Now, then you look at the ingredients. And the ingredients, usually with something like this, like a snack like this, it'll have maybe like cellulose, or it'll have like, and not that cellulose is necessarily bad, but it might have seed oils. Seed oils, the jury is out on whether that's bad too, but it might have some MSG or whatever, stuff that I don't really want. Now, this one has edamame, of course, avocado oil, Himalayan pink salt seasoning, Himalayan pink salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, yeast extract. So it really checked all the boxes, and that's why I bought it. So I thought this is quote unquote perfect, right? Like, oh, okay, edamame, 130 calories, 13 grams of protein, you get 5 grams of fiber, and it tastes great. I can have this. But here's how it can still make me fat, because it's a snack. And if something is a snack, snacks make you fat. Basically, that's what the title of this video should have been. Snacks make you fat. But if you have a snack, a lot of times you don't count those calories in your food logs. You take a little bite, you think, oh, that was just one bite. But that habit turns into a habit that you do then every single day. And then that habit turns into a habit that you do more often than once. And then you have like 3 bites a day. Well, 3 bites can be like an extra 150 calories. That 150 calories can stop your weight loss if you do it every single day. Snacks also, you eat them in between big meals. So if you eat snacks in between big meals, then you're not giving your digestive system a real rest in between each meal. Now, the third thing, tertiary, firstly, secondly, tertiary, is that if you want to stay lean, you want to get the most amount of enjoyment out of every single calorie that you eat. That's why for me, my acai bowl is basically holy. Uh, I'm probably going to start a church soon where instead of Jesus, it's just going to be an acai bowl at the cross, and everybody's going to worship. But we're getting there. But my acai bowl is so tasty that if I take a bite of that, it every single bite I take is absolutely amazing. If I were to have, let's say, some edamame or some beef jerky or whatever, even a good snack, if I were to have that before my acai bowl wouldn't be as tasty, and then I wouldn't have that anticipation. Anticipation is one of the most potent superpowers, secrets that you can use for your food. Look forward to your food. Looking forward to your food makes you enjoy it without even eating it. It's weird. And then when you do eat it, it's just like, oh yeah, this is so good. And then when you're done eating it and that bowl is empty because you know how much you're eating, then the first thought you should have after eating it is, oh, I can't wait to eat it again tomorrow. Not, oh, I want to eat something else right now. No, I can't wait to have that same thing tomorrow. That's how good your food should be. I honestly think that is how you stay lean. That is how you stay in six pack city. I mean, that's just what I do. That's what I believe in. I should probably make a video on this and all that. But as soon as you're done eating, you think to yourself, I can't wait to have this again tomorrow. Tomorrow, 24 hours from now. And then that gives you what? Anticipation again. So then you have that anticipation for tomorrow. And this is how you turn your food into smaller portions, European sized portions, and you stay lean. You lose weight because that's what it all comes down to. It's all mindset. So it's not so much that edamame makes you fat, it's that snacks make you fat. And it's not so much that snacks make you fat, it's just that calories make you fat. But it's just that snacks give you those extra calories that don't get counted, you know? So that's really it. That was my message that I wanted to give y'all's and also everybody watching the replay. I have to go. So she's not here right now, but I really don't want to because I hate giving compliments. Because the reason I hate giving compliments is I feel like we live in a society where everybody just gets compliments for nothing. We got all these overweight women saying, "Oh, you look amazing, Mija," and it's like they're rolling through the aisles of Albertsons trying to grab ice cream, and we're all keeping each other soft and lame, and society is just dwindling down. Like weak times create strong men create good times create weak men. And I feel like right now we're creating a lot of weak people. But with that said, I do have to give a compliment to Lucretia because I was going over her food logs and it took her a while to get it down. And she was already good with food. I know she was. Her workouts are good. She knows how to work out. She's strong. But I went over her food logs and I can show you, I can pull it up, but it's basically just the same thing. She's basically eating the same thing every day, almost every day. She has like some days where it's a little bit different, but it's basically the same amount of calories every single day. She's eating the same thing every day. And I'm looking at her food log and I'm like, that actually looks pretty good. That actually looks like food. Because with all due respect, some of you watching the replays, you're eating like, I mean, food that is not even food, you know? You're going through drive-throughs. I mean, it's up to you, you know, it's up to you. But not all calories are created equal, guys. It is calories in versus calories out. But if you have one person eating, and I don't want to keep talking about acai bowls, but if you have one person eating steak, potatoes, and vegetables and greens and bell peppers and carrots and cranberry juice and tart cherry juice and chia seeds and cacao nibs, versus the other person is eating El Pollo Loco. The El Pollo Loco is going to have a digestion that's basically Chernobyl, you know? And then HBO is going to do a show on your stomach because it looks like a war zone. Um, so yeah, that's my rant for today. So, do I have compliments for anybody else? Yes. Uh, but I can't really think of them right now. John is doing great. John is lost. John, actually, you're actually not even muted. How many pounds have you lost so far? If you're still there. Oh, now you're muted. Now you just muted yourself. Over 20 pounds. I know it's over 20 pounds. I just didn't know how many exactly. We have Shayna. She's not here. She's usually here. She lost over 20 pounds. We have one of the guys who's never here, but he's my neighbor here in Arkansas. He's already down like 18 or 16 pounds. Um, but guess what they all have in common though? They all have really good genetics. That's their secret. Oh no, wait, no. They're just following the plan. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, now you're making stuff. Actually, I think if I had to be like real blunt and straight to the point, I think John, it's a strong reason why, right? Would you say that? Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And that's something that throughout the last 15 years, people that succeed, they have strong reasons why. I've had people come in, they had cancer scares and yeah, they just, they say, yeah, 1 pound a week, but they just go and lose 2 pounds a week and just kill it, which also is not ideal, but they just have that fire. So a lot of it's just human nature. On that note, before I start taking questions, let's go around real quick, start thinking about what you want to ask. I do want to share my screen and show you a book that I want you to get. Um, yeah, all right. Maybe I'll just do this one. Where's my share screen? I always, I can never find the share screen button. Share screen. Oh, here we go. Desktop. Share. This book right here, The War of Art. I can't really, uh, give me a big picture. Here we go. The War of Art. Break through the blocks and win your inner creative battles. It's really more for entrepreneurs and artists, but what it talks about is resistance and how resistance is a kick in the ass, basically, a vital gem. It's such a good book. It's gonna set you straight of what resistance is, how resistance never dies. Jane Fonda, in his 70s, he was still throwing up before every performance he put on because resistance never dies. He still got nervous over his shows. Resistance will bury you. The resistance is, negative thoughts, and resistance loves rationalization. And that's what I mentioned with like people complimenting each other, giving each other false compliments. That's also resistance. I succumb to resistance all the time. I like to look at new ways of doing things, or I like to build things, when in reality, sometimes you just got to do the work, right? It's the same thing as with you guys. If I give you a meal plan and you're following it for 2 weeks and then you're like, oh no, I heard this new meal plan. That's a form of resistance. Resistance is doing its job. Resistance is winning. And resistance is David and you're Goliath. Oh no, wait. Resistance is Goliath and you're David. Resistance is the dragon, and you're the little guy with a little sword. Every single day, resistance shows up, and you getting distracted, you thinking that you should be losing weight faster, you having negative thoughts. That's all resistance right there. It's never going to go away until the day you die. That's why it's good to have routines, live by systems. By here, I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and there's Hot Springs Village, which is it's not a retirement community, but a lot of old people live there. And I lived there for a little bit with Kathy, who's 86, and I saw those older people, and they all live by set times. They all wake up at the same time every day, go to bed at the same time. They have these rhythms. They get together with people. And it's just like I don't want to say they live like robots, but yeah. So there's a lot to learn from that. Spontaneous efforts bring spontaneous results. But anyway, does anybody have any questions? Anybody want to ask anything? I want to thank Claudia for putting her camera on. She's the only one. Everybody else is just hiding. I guess everybody else has a pimple or something on their face. Um, Viviana, Monica, you have any questions? Monica, you got a race coming up, right? This weekend. And then Janelle, uh, if not, then Claudia, you got a question? Wait, can I hear you or no? It says you're unmuted, but I can't hear you for whatever reason. Can everybody else hear Claudia? Because I cannot hear her.
No, you might want to turn your volume up on your whatever you're using.
Can you hear her, Janelle?
No, I can't.
Okay. No. You know sign language? Sign language?
I don't know. I
Oh,
mean,
there we go. There we go. Yeah, I can hear you.
it's just I'm using my, okay, I'll just use the laptop speaker.
Yeah, that's probably
Um, so you mentioned snacks, and I think I told you, I have snacks all the time with for my kids, like fruit. And I think what you said, okay, does it have protein? So then I started carrying boiled eggs. And I mean, I understand the concept of calories in, calories out, but that's so I don't know. Is that so I have my first meal, but sometimes there's a big gap in between and when I'm not home. So I have I have an apple with me, I have boiled eggs, or I have yogurt, the Greek yogurt, plain with a little bit of protein. So that's kind of like my middle meal. I guess it's a snack.
yeah.
So then I get home and I have my dinner. And I add it up. I mean, it's part of the calories that I eat daily, like 1,500, maybe 1,700.
Yeah.
But it's a snack after all, you know.
Yeah. If you obviously if you make it fit your calories and your protein, then you're all fine. And um it comes down to a level of discipline. You are obviously, with all due respect to other people, you're more disciplined than other people. But whenever you hear me say something or like anybody that's fit in fitness videos, um, like what I just said, but the whole snacks thing, it applies more to like really overweight people. But if you already somewhat lean and you know what to do, then yeah, you'll know how to play with the edge. It's almost like learning how to climb or how to ride a motorcycle. Like first you want to get the basics down, and then after that, you can maybe do some stunts. But so if you start getting leaner, you can start stunting around a little bit more with your food, playing around. So, hey, Andy, what is Andy eating? A snack? A boiled egg?
He's eating a carrot.
Oh, carrot. Yeah. Yum. Um, which by the way, guys, everybody should be eating one daily carrot a day. So no, that's fine. And if it's, there you go. It's orange, all right. It's if you can make it work, then that's fine. Those are my personal things. If I had somebody who needed to lose 100 pounds, I would tell that person, no snacks, eat this, 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 create anticipation for every meal. But since, you coming from you've already been doing this for a while. Yeah, make it work for you. So, um, personally, I don't like, even if I eat beef jerky, if I eat beef jerky at 4 p.m. and I know I'm going to eat at, let's say 5 p.m., my big meal is not going to be as satisfying. Because also the one thing is that if you eat snacks, you kind of like dilute your taste buds a little bit. Your taste buds get used, and then the next time you eat, it's not going to taste as great. But no, if you can hit your calories and your protein, long story short, absolutely. And by the way, it's like, yeah, if the snacks are healthy, then it's not going to tax your digestion as much as if the snacks are unhealthy, of course. So, yeah. So that's all fine. Boiled eggs are a great snack. Beef jerky. And carrots, by the way, for everybody watching, also in the replay, I don't know if I forgot to mention this, but before my dinner every night, before my meal number two, I always eat a carrot. Actually, before my acai bowl too. It's always good to have a carrot before every meal. It just creates that foundation, and a daily carrot has so many health benefits. Sometimes I wonder, and this is going to sound arrogant, I guess, but I live here in Arkansas, and a lot of people can't believe that I'm 42. They say that I look a lot younger. And then I was like, all right, whatever, maybe they're just being nice or whatever. But then I thought, well, I do eat a carrot. I eat a bell pepper. I eat an acai bowl every day. I eat cacao nibs. I get my magnesium in. Maybe it's that. Broccoli, asparagus, spinach, stuff like that. If you eat that, it's that vital. It's not so much like crazy energy, it's just that vitality that you get, that vigor. You just walk faster, jump higher, lift heavier. It's kind of intangible a little bit. But yeah, Monica, Viridiana, Janelle, John, you guys have any questions?
Since we're on the snack topic,
Yeah.
for breakfast, my typical breakfast is a shake with overnight oats soaked in water and a green apple, depending on the size of the apple, but it's about like a quarter cup of oats, and then I blend it with some protein. On my way to work, I drink that, and then I either eat eggs, some variation of eggs, whether they're scrambled, um, or egg bites that I create, or I make the day before, or whatever. Is that, I guess, part of me is I think I need to recalibrate my calories or protein intake. So maybe I need a little bit more help, but I don't know if I'm eating enough because halfway through my morning, I'm hungry. And then at lunch, I do try to incorporate right now, like I've mentioned before, I'm not measuring everything, but that breakfast tends to stay consistent with, that morning shake with protein, and then I add eggs later once I get to work or whatnot. So should I be eating more maybe at that point, adding more fiber or fruit, or what should I eat on top of that?
Yeah, it's in the end of the day, like you're gonna have to track it first, if to know how many calories you're eating first. Hunger sometimes is a liar. Sometimes if you've been eating for if you've been eating too much all the time and now you start eating less, then you're gonna get hungry. You're gonna have to fight through it. But maybe
Mm,
you are eating too little, but you won't know until you track your food. Maybe you're only eating like, 1,200 calories or something, but you won't know until you track it. So that's step one. But step two on the same side is if you're feeling hungry in the morning, you can't ever go wrong with protein. Also, another thing is whatever you eat in the morning, you can always make up for at night. Meaning, people always get fat at night, meaning that you're always going to go over your calories at night. You're not going to go over your calories in the morning because you're not going to hit those calories yet.
mm.
So you can always kind of regulate that. And if you're feeling more hungry in the morning, eat more in the morning, but that does mean you get to eat less later in the day. Does that make sense?
What do you mean by less later in the day? Is that because like the adjustment calories in, calories out?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
if you're eating 1,800 calories, let's say, I mean, and you only eat 400 in the morning, then you have obviously, 1,400 to go. But if you eat 800 in the morning, then you have 1,000 to go at night. Uh, that's why often intermittent fasting gets heralded, praised so much because you can eat so big at night. That makes sense. So if you like eating big at night, then eat small in the morning.
I actually don't, because by the time I get home, it's almost time to go to bed. So it's harder to eat bigger at night. So I'll just eat like a yogurt and add-ons like maca or basil. What is it? Holy basil not leaves, seeds, um, or some other fat like almond
Okay.
butter or
So you,
something like that.
you don't like eating big at night.
I don't, because then I feel too full to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's rare. That's rare. Most people get cravings at night. So no, that's good. Then have yourself a big breakfast, make yourself a protein pancake, take it with you, or have fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now you said eggs and then protein shake.
So yeah, I have the protein powder, oats, and an apple blended. And then by the time I get to work, it's around 7. So I have my eggs, and I either have 3 hard boiled eggs or I'll make some egg bites with like feta, cheese, and spinach and peppers. So some type of egg variation in the morning. So that's already increasing my protein intake.
Yeah.
So 25 grams of protein per scoop, and then whatever eggs do.
Yeah, yeah. So that shake in the morning is water or milk?
Water.
Yeah, that's pretty low, like a snack. I mean, it's not bad, but add something to that. I mean, I've been having a lot of protein pancakes lately. It's so simple. If you have a blender, put some oatmeal in there, blend the oats, make it oat flour, mix that with eggs, protein powder, a little bit of yogurt or milk. Really, then cook it, and then you have a put some fruit in there. Just so easy to eat, and you can take it with you. But yeah, whatever you want. I would eat bigger in the morning because it sounds like you're kind of starving at night then, or you're not eating enough at night, and then you wake up hungry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Uh, Monica Vididiana,
I have a question. I've heard that they don't recommend, or it's not recommended eating fruit after 6 because of the sugar. Is that a myth?
yeah. Oh yeah. Um, yeah. It's like at 5:59 p.m. you won't get fat, but at 6:01 p.m. you will. No, it's a myth. That doesn't make any sense. The main thing, if you stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed, that's good. That's good for digestive purposes. But in the end of the day, it's still calories in versus calories out. Now, your insulin sensitivity goes down at night. What that means
Okay.
is that at night, your body is less able to deal with carbs, but that doesn't necessarily matter as long as you eat good carbs. I have fruit every single night. I put it in my yogurt. I mean, it's calories in versus calories out. You got to realize when you go to bed and you sleep, that's when most of your fat burning happens. Basically, that's when your body's like, all right, how many calories did we get in today? Okay, we're going to make this person a little fatter. Okay, this person not getting enough calories in. All right, let's burn a little bit of fat. That'll happen.
Well, because I've heard that like towards the end of the day, like you said, I guess you don't like the sugar becomes just more calories because you're not burning it the same way, or I don't know.
No, it's good that you asked. It's a great question. But how can something become more calories?
I don't know. Maybe because your digestive system's kind of shutting down already. I don't
No,
know.
you're probably meaning is like your body doesn't handle it the same or that it stores it.
Right.
Yeah. So no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Now it does do this if you're not active. If you're not active and you're just a sloth and you're not working out and but that's this video is not for those people. That has to be made very clear. Like people who don't work out, yeah, yeah, your insulin sensitivity drops, but they're all, I mean, they have way bigger problems. But if you're working out, your muscles are basically for 16 hours a day, roughly, that you're awake, are screaming for nutrients. That's how you got to see it. And
Yeah.
that's why every single thing you eat has to be like nutrient dense. I can't like people who work out and eat bad. It's just like fossil mopping the floor while the water's still running. It makes no sense.
Okay. And then at night, I know you said that eat 3 hours before going to sleep, but what about if, you're not in bed and then you get hungry and do you do you recommend or do you
Yeah,
recommend a night snack or something light just so you're not hungry at night or
that's a good question. I'm really happy you asked that. That's the hardest part. If you get hungry at night and you know 100% how many calories you had and you can't have any more, then don't. If you do eat, then that's going to be a lost day, basically going in reverse for one day. So yeah. But for you, Vidiana, like you don't want to lose weight. So for you, you would be fine. But 90% of the people watching this video, they're gonna want to lose weight. So yeah.
Okay.
Good question.
What do you recommend? Like what kind of like a fruit with some a little bit of protein or
No, I agree. I mean Greek yogurt. Yeah, Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt? Okay.
Um, yeah, fruit. And I mean Greek yogurt with fruit. Uh, yeah, that yogurt at night is just the best, because you can mix it with a little bit of like a Yasso ice cream bar. You can put some protein powder in there, put some almonds in there, some fruit, and also the casein protein in the yogurt digests very slow, so it keeps you full at night.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you get
When I
hungry,
was working out a lot more, I would get hungry in the middle of the night. So I would mix some cottage cheese or use cottage cheese and or depending on what I had for dinner. And that helped a lot. Crave or waking up in the middle of the night hungry. It stopped happening after I ate that little snack.
yeah, yeah. Cottage cheese is huge. Right now, there's like a cottage cheese craze. All these recipes are coming out with cottage cheese. I don't know, all targeted towards women over 40. Like mix cottage cheese and put cottage cheese over this, and then you get cottage cheese, and then you put some cottage cheese over your edamame, and it's like, give me a recipe that's not cottage cheese. But let's see. Anybody else? John? No? Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, real quick before I end it, I appreciate your guys' feedback. Let me see if anybody else said anything regarding the name of the group. Um, Everybody wanted SUF Inner Circle. Claudia likes Six Pack City. Thank goodness, because I thought everybody was going to go for Six Pack City, but Cynthia, Viridiana, and Shayna all said SUF Inner Circle. Uh, which I'm like oh, and Sherry as well. I was like I don't want that one. I like Six Pack City, but anyway, um, I'll let you guys know. I'm still putting it all together. However, with that said, if you've been getting my emails for everybody on this call, and also all my clients, the afternoon energy fix that I'm promoting right now, it's $17. It's you guys get it for free. Highly recommend you guys go through it because I put a lot of work into it, especially if you work behind an office. It talks all about every single thing you can do to kill those 3 p.m. energy crashes. Talks about the lighting, talks about your posture, talks about the temperature, your monitor brightness. It talks about all that stuff, the plants and the food to eat, what time you have caffeine, all that. So I'm gonna send you guys the link. Or actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach out to you guys, and you guys just let me know if you want it, and I'll set you up with it. And then you'll get logins, and you can start it right away. So I'll reach out to you with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely go through it. I think everybody can benefit from it. It's really the office workers' afternoon energy fix, but everybody can benefit from it.
Any of those cottage cheese recipes, I found that to be my if I have any calories left at the end of the day, that's usually what I'll do for, in the evening, catch up with some calories. Any of the good recipes, please pass them on. I'd love to see them.
Okay.
Cottage cheese has been a really big help for me to get the
Yeah.
protein.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So there's this recipe with cottage cheese in it. You use cottage cheese to make a wrap, and it basically turns into a high protein wrap, and then you just put meat in there, and it's basically all protein, and it looks really good. But I watched it a couple days ago, and I got to go through my YouTube history. I got to find it, but I'll send it to you. Yeah. All right, guys. Everybody watching it in the replay as well. Thank you for watching. Everybody attending live, thank you so much for attending live. Thank you, Claudia, for having your camera on. And for everybody watching in the replay, let's do this. Message me on the app. Um, Message me on the app just so I know who actually watches these replays. Because I can't really see that because I just put it on YouTube and YouTube doesn't give me analytics like that. So message me in the app who you're going for with the next World Cup next year. What country you're going for. And why is it the Netherlands? Or aside from the Netherlands, who you're going for? All right, I'll see you guys later. I'll send you guys the recording in a little bit. Bye, bye, bye. Have a good night.